We have
Wala akong ano, wala akong...
Bari from India.
Namaskar, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you, Dr.
Good
Ramesh?
afternoon, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Pleasure meeting you. Yeah. Okay. We have Joanna also joining.
No sound out. Chulo, sir, Ramana.
Yeah, it's a good number. We can start. Humaira, we have 40 people now.
Yes, sir.
That's a good number.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sure, thank you, sir. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our today's COP session. Dear COP members, for someone, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, whatever actually aligns with you. And, thank you for joining today's session. Before we dive into our discussions, let me briefly summarize the key highlights from our last PPP Community of Practice meeting, which held on February 24th. So we began actually with opening remarks by Dr. Ravi, stressing out our COP must move beyond discussion and focus on actionable strategies. He introduced partnerships with UNEP and KB to reduce reliance on chemical pesticides and create stronger PPP frameworks. In our expert presentations, Dr. Joel Rana shared insights on PPPs for market access in Bangladesh, particularly focusing on export barriers for mango farmers due to SPS compliance issues, cold storage limitations, and regulatory challenges. He proposed solutions like infrastructure investments, farmer training, and improved policy frameworks. We had another speakers, Dr. M.D. Monjul Islam, then provided an in-depth analysis of declining horticultural exports from Bangladesh, highlighting key challenges such as non-compliance with SPS standards, lack of gap certification, and insufficient market intelligence. And he suggested a structured intervention, including contract farming, value chain strengthening, and public-private risk-sharing mechanisms. Then open discussion was very lively and with participants emphasizing the needs for concrete action. Concerns were raised about the lack of PPP projects in agriculture in Bangladesh despite their potential impact. There was a strong call for regulatory reform, capacity building, and pilot projects to improve market access and export competitiveness. In closing, Dr. Ravi reaffirmed APARI's commitment to facilitating these changes and encouraged stakeholders to submit actionable points for further deliberation. So thank you, and I look forward to an engaging discussion. Today we will continue that conversation focusing on practical implementation of PPP across different countries. So over to you, Dr. Ravi.
Thank you, Humaira. Welcome all of you once again to this very important platform, a community of practice for public-private partnership in agriculture, agri-trade. Well, friends, it is a new community of practice we have launched, as you all know, and we have had only one launching session and one more, which Humaira just briefly highlighted. We are going to now make it more broad, and we started with a focus on Bangladesh, and we will be making it across the region in Asia and Pacific. And we'll be contacting all our members in Asia and Pacific, and we'll have one of them in every COP session to know what is going on public-private partnership side in each of the countries, so that we can have a sum up of the Asia regional picture of how public-private partnership is going on. We have a moderator, Dr. Varaprasad, today, who is working with us. I don't see him here right now.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay. So Dr. Varaprasad, is advisor on the biosecurity and bioresources and have a long-standing experience. He'll be acting as a moderator. And there'll be two speakers. One is Dr. Rehana Kausar from Pakistan, Pakistan Agriculture Research Council. And she's working for this Animal Science Institute there at the National Animal Science Research Institute. She is a very established mid-career scientist, I would say, with about 20 years of accomplishment in academia, research, and management. And the key point is, not only she developed projects, she also had tried to ensure that the concept of enterprise combination when she has been developing the project. And she is from an aquaculture background, and she has established the first ever laboratory of fish microbiology at NARC and provided on-farm training to a large number of farmers on fish farming to improve their income. She organized global conferences. Some most important one is of SARC, South Asia Association of Regional Cooperation. And she has organized a training of more than 500 farmers on cold water fisheries, which was in collaboration with China, which I think is quite commendable. And she is providing short-term trainings to female villagers, working on female empowerment and so on. And apart from all that, being an academician by background, she has guided a number of MPhil and PhD students from Pakistan and abroad. So we are proud to have her with us, and she has just recently completed her Fleming Fund Fellowship from Australia on antimicrobial resistance in aquaculture laboratory from Peter Doherty Institute, University of Melbourne. And we have one person from University of Melbourne, Dr. Paul Taylor here, who will watch for it. Well, with these few words, I would like to now invite Dr. Rehana to please give her deliberation. Dr. Rehana, please ensure that you have 20 minutes for your presentation. So we'll be happy if you can finish by 15, 18 minutes. And over to you now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Ravi, for the invitation. I'm really honored, and I'll try, because basically I'm a scientist, I'm an agriculture scientist, so I'll try to, cover all the aspects of public-private partnership. I'll just briefly explain why I have accepted this challenge of talking on public-private partnership, because I have an experience of 3 years working with Prime Minister's Secretariat from 2011 to 2014. And there, my main duty was public-private partnership and development of industrial advisory groups, constitutionals of IAGs, industrial advisory groups. So there I had a lot of experience to deal with industry and dealing with the public-private partnership. So that's why maybe I can talk and I can satisfy you people a little bit. I'll try. So I'll start with my presentation. Humaira, you will share the presentation, or I'll have to do it myself?
Whatever you are comfortable. If you have at your end, you can share, or I can share. Should I share?
Okay. Yeah, you can share, I think.
Okay. My screen is visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
It can be enlarged.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes.
Okay. So topic of my today's presentation or talk is public-private partnership in Pakistan, its opportunities and challenges. And first of all, I'll just give a brief introduction what exactly public-private partnership, PPPs, is. So public-private partnership, basically it is abbreviated as PPPs, and it is a collaborative agreement between government and private sector. These partnerships, they can take various forms, including build, operate, transfer, BOT, then build, own, operate, transfer, BOOT, concession agreements, and many more. The core idea behind PPP is to leverage the strength of both sides. Government brings regulatory authority, public assets, and access to long-term financing, while the private sector contributes technical expertise, innovation, and efficiency. This synergy aims to create a win-win situation benefiting both private sector and government sector, public sector, and private stakeholders. So I'll just explain that this PPP concept, it's not very old in Pakistan. Although government started, in its intention to have some public-private partnerships starting from the 1990, but in Pakistan, private sector was not very comfortable working with the government in past years. But now, so many PPP projects, they have been completed successfully. We have some good example, which I'll explain in my next presentations. But the concept is now getting clarity, and government is the most important thing, that government is getting some trust from the private sector, and private sector somehow has started sitting with the government and working with the government in Pakistan. Efficiency and innovation. Private sector involvement often leads to increased efficiency, cost effectiveness, and innovation in project designs and execution. Following are the key components. First of all, risk sharing. Of course, when it is a public-private partnership, so risk will be shared from both of the partners, public sector and the private sector. And this risk sharing mechanism, it encourages the responsible project management. Then capacity building, this is very important. Collaborating with the private sector enables government to build their capacity in project management and oversight. And of course, job creation, the most important thing, because unemployability is a major challenge in Pakistan, and I think this is same in all the Asian countries. So you can understand that with public-private partnership, when there'll be so many opportunities of job, of course, this is another benefit which we can get from public-private partnership. Context of PPPs in Pakistan. First of all, because it all is related to economic background. So Pakistan's infrastructure deficit and need for investment, because the government, they don't have that much resources and finance availability. Government's focus on sustainable development. Sustainability is another factor. Government start projects. At the end of the completion of the projects, we are left with no funds, and after a few years, the project stop giving the result and the impacts. And role of PPPs in bridging the funding gaps. Issues and challenges which we are facing in Pakistan. First of all, regulatory hurdles. Complex bureaucratic process in Pakistan. This is very difficult. We have a long route to reach the target. For any completion, any achievement, anything else, this public-private partnership agreements, MOUs, and things like that. Then lack of consistent policy implementation, because every new government comes with its own policies. And so this is a big issue which we are facing while executing any public-private partnership project. Contract enforcement challenges. Then the other important factor, financial constraints. Access to financing for private sector partners. Risk allocation and management, and currency fluctuation risks. The biggest thing, because I personally have faced this very critically during like execution of some of my projects in last few years, because dollar price rise so much, and funding which I had, that doesn't meet the level, and so many procurement of my projects I couldn't complete because of the price fluctuation. And this is just in but in public-private partnership cases, project execution cases, of course, it shows some negative results in its way. Capacity gap, limited expertise in public-private partnership project structuring and management. Because the reason behind is that the government, they have their own projects, we have ministries, we have planning commissions, so we are working on our own track, and the private sector, they have their own mindsets and their own teams, and so the expertise where we can combine, we can join hand, we are lacking with that. But excuse me. With the passage of time, this is improving. Need for capacity building in public sector, and transparency and governance concerns, and political risks, policy changes, and political instability, which is very a big challenge in Pakistan. Laws and regulations. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So we are lucky that we have now some laws and regulations both at federal level and at provincial level. Implementation is not very good at certain places, but still we have laws, and whenever we are starting any public-private partnership project, of course we can follow these laws, and we have some guidelines. So public-private at federal level, Public-Private Partnership Authority, P3A Act 2017. Then role of P3A is described, and P3A Amendment Act is also available. At provincial level, public-private partnership laws and regulations in Punjab, Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Balochistan, they are available. And variation and similarities in provincial frameworks, they are also existing, but these laws are, I think, sufficient, and they are helpful for legal framework of public-private partnership. Then key legal provisions. Procurement processes, they are very much defined, contractual framework is available, and dispute resolution mechanism is also available. Mechanism and key initiatives at government level. First of all, institutional framework establishment or development is very important. Role of P3A and provincial public-private partnership units. Then project appraisal and approval processes, sometimes it takes a lot of time and a lot of hurdles. And sometimes at the end of the day, things don't get mature and we are left with nothing in hand. Role of Social Investment Facilitation Council and its impact on PPPs. Then public-private partnership models. As I already have explained, build, operate, transfer, build, own, operate, transfer, design, build, finance, operate, transfer, and other relevant models. Key government initiatives, major public-private partnership projects in some of them are either in progress or planned, and some are of course under execution. And I'll in coming slides I'll tell some major projects they have been completed and working. They are sustainable even. Government efforts to attract private investment, because this is very difficult in Pakistan to bring private sector on the table and to make them convinced to work with the government, because they have their own priorities. Of course, they have money, so they sometimes are not they don't get agreed to work with the government on terms and conditions provided by the government. And even in PRC, Pakistan Agriculture Research Council, so, in certain small projects we are working in collaboration with private sector, and so I personally can understand what type of mindset private sector keeps and what type of difficulties we used to face. Main examples. In coming slides I'll tell you some more examples, but the main major projects in Pakistan in which we have seen success of public-private partnership, and not only the success but sustainability. First of all is motorway projects, and then railway project. These are the major and the biggest projects which have been completed in Pakistan in public-private partnership, and they are sustainable. They still are successfully working, and of course both the parties, they still are they own it. Then excuse me, I have some cough, so bear with me. Strategies, establishing common ground, positioning in. First of all, we have 3 or 4 strategies. I'm sorry. Establishing common grounds, positioning the private sector, then enhancing private sector involvement capacity, and formalizing roles and functions. Key sectors, embracing public-private partnerships. Infrastructure development. Then other sector is healthcare. we have established some very good hospitals which are working in public-private partnership. Education is becoming the next very popular sector, where private sector and public sector, they are working together. So many universities, they have been established and on public-private partnership model, and they are working successfully. Public transportation system, of course, this is getting popular, and it has solved many problems of transportation among the cities and between the provinces. And utility sectors, they also have witnessed public-private partnership, particularly in water supply, in wastewater management, aiming to ensure clean and sustainable access to essential services. So important notable success stories of public-private partnership in Pakistan. Several public-private partnerships, they have garnered attention for their positive impact on development. First of all, I will mention Lahore Islamabad motorway. So this was the first one, but now we have so many motorways. Some of them, they have completed, and some are still under the process of completion. And I would say this was a game changer type of thing for the transportation system in Pakistan among the cities and inter-provinces and intra-provinces. And it not has significantly reduced travel time between, Lahore, Islamabad, and other cities where we have developed motorways, but of course, stimulating the economic activity also. Qaid-e-Azam Solar Park, one of the largest solar energy projects in region, it was made possible through a public-private partnership model. Rahman Baba Expressway, connecting Peshawar and Turkham, this is another road. And of course, this is very helpful for the trade between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Then Pakistan Railways, another success story of public-private partnership in Pakistan and sustainability also. And success stories of industrial collaboration in Tibet sector in Pakistan, because they are playing, the Tibet sector is also playing very important role. They are bringing the private sector on the table. So all the training modules, they are, and of course, the public-private partnership, that all is need-based, demand-driven, not the market-oriented type of thing. So they also are playing important role, and of course, in all the provinces, they are bringing the private sector into on the table, working with them and different industries and different sectors, hospitality sector, electronics, then different engineering sectors. So the process is in continuation in all the sectors. So it's not only that, some big projects, but at smaller and at medium level, the public-private partnership, it's becoming the priority of the government and as well as of the private sector. So here comes agriculture. Some success stories of these are some of the success stories of agriculture in on the public-private partnership model. In recent, the government has launched a project of shrimp farming at Muzaffargarh in collaboration with a private farmer. And of course, this, I think you have heard the stories of its success. This was a pilot project on 100 acres of land, but now in the follow-up of its success, government has again released or started execution its second phase, which is on 1,000 of acres of land, and the next project is also on public-private partnership based. And we have got very good results for this shrimp farming project. Like from 100 acre, we got 127 metric ton shrimp, which was a good result. Then Tabakkal hatchery for seed production. This is the ever first private sector hatchery. They started working in collaboration with the government on public-private partnership basis. So initially they were providing the tilapia seed. They were producing the seed on a large amount and a large scale, and now they have started they have established rather Pangasius hatchery for its seed production, because Pangasius was very much in the consumer preference, and since past many years we were importing Pangasius from Vietnam. But now they have started producing the seed, and it's the dissemination among the farmers. So many farmers, they have started Pangasius farming in Pakistan. Then solar tubewell project for farmers. But this project is on its early stage. It was announced during the last year on some sort of public-private partnership basis, and we are very much hopeful, because solar energy is a need of time, and especially in the case of agriculture farming, of course, this is because electricity is very costly, farmers cannot afford it. So government has launched this project, and we are hopeful for its success. Then some other examples of public-private partnership in agriculture: developing cultivable wastelands with high efficiency irrigation system under common command area development component of Jalalpur irrigation project. Then mustard crop is under cultivation with center pivot irrigation system at district Bahawalpur. Then improved community water course, changing farmers' life story of district Kasur. Transforming traditional to innovative farming, future story of sugarcane and maize cultivation with drip irrigation at Chiniot. These are some of the examples of public-private partnerships projects which are under execution in different level. But the most important one is, of course, the shrimp and then the buckle hatchery, because these are the big projects, and as aquaculture is one of the emerging sectors of agriculture in Pakistan, so government is paying some good attention on it, and we are aiming to start some more projects like these two projects in public-private partnership, so that the financing will be shared and the other responsibilities will also be shared, and we'll get the success. So here you can see this is some glimpses of first pilot phase, shrimp harvest. These were really of good size. Then drip irrigation system of 3 different places I already have explained. This is our Pakistan motorways project. This is a beautiful motorway, and of course I can understand, because like in 1997 this project was completed, and it started working. But before that, even we were like, it was difficult to think for us to travel from Islamabad to Lahore. It took like 8 to 9 hours. Now it take only 4.5 hours, and we reach Islamabad, and quality of road is very good, so that traveling is become an ease for the whole nation. Pakistan Railways, this is very helpful, very sustainable project. Sometimes, yes, ups and downs, of course, they keep coming. But this is another success story of public-private partnership, and is very, is playing very important role in transportation among the provinces and to the far areas, especially. So here comes few recommendations: strengthening the regulatory framework, streamlining processes and ensuring consistency, enhancing contract enforcement. Then improvement financial viability includes developing innovative financing mechanisms and mitigating risk for private sector, because private sector, they have to invest their money, and of course feeling of getting some risk, it matters for them. Building capacity, investing in training and expertise development. I have given you the example of private sector. Then promoting transparency and good governance, enhancing stakeholder engagement, improving communication between public and private sector, building public trust and also the private sector's trust, and political will, ensuring that public-private partnerships projects are shielded from the political interferences is essential, and it requires a commitment from the government to uphold the principles of transparencies and fairness is. So this was all about my presentation. I hope I am in time, Dr. Ravi. So if there is any question,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
here to
it's
answer.
fine. I hand over to Dr. Varaprasad, who is actually a moderator. Dr. Varaprasad, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rehana. It's an excellent presentation. Though you gave a lot of examples for the Pakistan, but they are equally good, particularly your introduction and recommendations. They are equally good for the region, for the entire region, Asia Pacific region. So we are very happy and thankful for your presentation. Since you finished almost in time, if there is any pressing question, one or two from any persons, it's open for discussion.
Maybe I can share a few more words.
Yeah, please.
On the basis of my experience in public-private partnership, because few years back for government it was very difficult to bring the private sector's involvement in projects with the government, because private sector they have sufficient amount of money, so they were not relying on the government, and they were not understanding its importance. For them, rather, they were feeling a little insecure to collaborate with the government and to start some public-private partnership with the government. So I will say that in Pakistan now I am very glad to share that the government, to some extent, is successful getting the trust of private sector, and now the private sector they have started working in some projects, both at small scale and large scale, and of course some mega projects at national level, because now they have started trusting the government. And of course, the people sitting at all the forums, at bureaucratic level, policy level, the politicians and industry, of course, they now understand importance of public-private partnership. So things are improving in Pakistan in case of public-private partnership, and I'm hopeful that in coming years, maybe we'll be able to show you some more success stories of public-private partnership projects in Pakistan, both in
Excellent. Thank you.
agriculture and in other
Right. Thank you,
sectors.
Dr. Rehana. I think Dr. Ehsanullah has a question. Please go ahead, Dr. Ehsanullah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I just wanted to know, there are so many success stories we have seen that, but I think in the sector of agriculture, there are many more areas that where we can adopt PPP, because suppose in Pakistan they have seen that the construction, railways, these are the now this PPP is doing everywhere. We want more for suppose seed productions and other export-oriented issues. These are the things that is we are expecting to include in the PPP in the coming days. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
you.
I'm
Thank
sorry, I'll explain. When I was making my presentation, there were a lot of small and large projects, public-private partnership model projects, but I just have included some of them. So as you have mentioned that export quality seed, yes, some of the private companies, they are working in collaboration with the government sector for seed production. And even my organization, PRC, we are also working in collaboration with some good farmers. We select the farmers on the basis of their seed quality, and of course, then multiplication, and of course, aim is to export them, get some good varieties for export. Yes, we already are on it, but of course, it takes some time, because in the region, public-private partnership is taking some time to show some good results.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Any other question from any of the members? Yeah.
If you want to, let me say one thing.
Yeah.
To make a PPP, then who will approach and how it will be synergized among the stakeholders? This
No.
Sorry,
is the big question. This is the big question.
sorry, can you repeat?
He is asking who will approach first to make this partnership possible. Dr. Rehana.
Okay,
Yeah.
it is always as far as I have seen, this is two-way. Like if I myself from the government side, I am interested in rather I can quote an example of Pakistan Agriculture Research Council and even in aquaculture and fisheries sector that we have established a pilot cold chain processing fish processing plant. So because we are scientists, we cannot operate it. So we were asked to get some party from the private sector. So because me from the public sector was interested or my organization was interested, so we contacted some private farmers that if you are interested or you can work with us or like that. So it can be two-way, or sometime for the same case, some private farmer, they also have approached us that we want to start some public-private partnership for this particular, sort of project. And what are the SOPs and MOUs and modalities and blah, blah, blah. So it can be two-way. In
Thank you.
Pakistan, it is always two-way.
Thank
Either
you,
government
thank
is
you.
contacting the industry or the relevant party, or the party can also contact. Then we have chambers of commerces, then we have federations, associations. Of course, they play their own role to bring to bridge up the gap between government and the private sector, and they can play their role to bring them together.
Thank you.
But they
Thank-
all are like working in collaboration, even if not in some project, but still all the chambers of commerces and the federations and associations, they are conducting meetings regularly, and mostly somebody from the public sector is member of their that particular discussion meeting. So there is some connection.
Thank you, Dr. Rehana, and for a wonderful presentation. Now I request Dr. Ravi to give his remarks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Ravi, over to you.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. You can keep talking in the meantime, Dr.
Okay,
Varprashad.
sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to say that this, in the context of the biopesticides and aquaculture exports, Andhra Pradesh in India is the largest aquaculture producer in India for exports. And most of the times, the antibiotics used has rejections in the consignments. And Andhra Pradesh, the India has a policy on aquaculture promotion, but PPP is somehow we don't have any specific policy where we need to take it forward. And I think APARI can really facilitate, and through this CoP and excellent recommendations that you have given, which are generic to any country. So we may be able to take it up and then bring up some policy at the regional level for executing the public-private partnership. What Dr. Hasanullah said is right. Many times it is the needy person who will approach for partnership. Mostly it is in the private partners who need some help of support after their large investments. So this is, you have given us some background where to start and then take it forward for policy. Thank you. I think Dr. Ravi is ready now. I think Dr. Ravi, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Varprashad. And before I start, let me say the essential part of my presentation has been made by Dr. Rehana, where she has talked about the principles and all, and the issues in Pakistan, and which has been very nicely highlighted by her. Secondly, Dr. Rehana is not a new name to APARI. She has contributed a lot before for us on underutilized fish and marine genetic resources in one of our workshops a few years back. So thank you, Dr. Rehana, once again from my side also. Now, I will be giving you a glimpse of public-private partnership, some general principles, what needs to be done, and I will try to avoid what Dr. Rehana has presented But I will give you what APARI's secretariat as such is trying to do. And gradually we will have the national public-private partnership principles of all the countries in few months. Then we will have a real Asia-Pacific scenario on where we are. So, first of all, you will see that in the agriculture innovation system, we all are surviving with the innovation nowadays. You see on the right-hand side of the inner big box of this diagram, how business and enterprise are so important and linked with research, education, some bridging institutions, and enabling environment. This talks of the importance of value chain, actors and organizations, including agribusiness, consumer, and all. So overall, when we talk of innovation system per se, private sector engagement becomes very, very important. However, if you look at the Asia Pacific scenario, we have new technologies coming up, we have new ways to access market or generate more income and all going on, but challenges are high, which shows how we need to really go for more and more of public-private partnership. We know the problem linked with climate change. We know the large number of smallholder farmers we need to serve. We know the difficulty in access to technology. We all talk of technology, but access to technology itself is an issue. And diverse state of economies in Asia and the Pacific, which is quite diverse, as you all know, and how the capacity building to enhance agriculture value chain is often not the focus. We do capacity building on some specific area, but overall value chain, I think, is often not the focus. So these are the challenges here. Now, when you look at the value chain at work, there are two kinds of flow. One is a financial and information flow, which actually governs the physical flow, right from input to production to processing to consumption. So if you look at this, financial and information flow in the marketing side is something which is of great importance, and only then the physical flow of a commodity or anything can move. And this finance and supporting services actually become very crucial for value chain to be effective. And for finance and supporting services, what you need, it is all the private sector. So public sector will come into play when there is a question of a permission or approval and all to be given, in few cases by funding. In general, all supporting service and finance are governed by public sector. So how can we have an effective value chain if we don't have an effective public-private partnership? Well, addressing market failures and synergizing strength is very, very crucial. Along with the private sector, the public sector has to take care of innovation and efficiency in partnership, financial resources by the private investment, market enterprises, where private companies understand market dynamics and they can better tailor seed offerings to farmer needs. Here I'm saying seed because it relates to one of the projects where seed was a major target. So in general, it is applicable to all value chain and government support, of course. So you see clearly, we have been having this public-private partnership, but there are areas where without this, it cannot happen. And Dr. Rehana amply highlighted why it was a challenge in Pakistan till 1990 and how things are gradually changing because some of these points are being taken care of. Coming to APARI's approach, APARI's secretariat more so, I would say. See, we have four kinds of engagement with the private sector. Number one, operational level engagement, where we identify private sector for implementation and execution of our projects. We identify private sector project partners. One is community of practice, where we all are in now, where we get all kind of a mixed audience, but it's an area to really share knowledge on public-private partnership. One is a strategic level collaboration, This is engaging with the private sector in long-term planning and policy making. This we have by virtue of having some private sector as a partner or a member in a party. Then an equal partnership model. The private sector in a party is considered as equal partner as any other associate member of a party for moving forward. So this is how we approach to partner with the private sector. If you look at our partnership landscape, we have 22 member countries, most of whom have joined now in this call, but we have 50 plus organizations. A few examples I have given where you will find some private sectors well embedded. For example, like APSA, Asia Pacific Seed Association, is one which is clearly mentioned here. And I don't think I have given much examples of private sector here. We have a Federation of Seed Industry of India also, and a few more. We need more private sector members, though we have most of the regional, sub-regional bodies and all which are member in a party as partners. Now, our activities with the to strengthen the public-private partnership are almost the same what Dr. Rehana highlighted. It is mainly on capacity building, policy advocacy, networking, and knowledge sharing and innovation. So I don't need to highlight again. But I would like to say what we have done in terms of partnering with the private sector in brief within our limited capacity. We have had a USDA project which is temporarily stopped now, where we had been working very closely with Ministry of Agriculture in Bangladesh or in partnership with the private sector and the private sector association like Bangladesh Seed Association or Fruit and Vegetable Association and all. Similarly, we work with World Bank in Laos with Ginger Sofreco on a SPS project where private sector is actively involved in various fields of fish, animal, and plant SPS issues and compliances. Then we have a FAO project in the Asia Pacific region where we have tried to engage private sector under Agriculture Science Technology Indicator Program, which is upcoming now after it shifted from IFPRI Washington to FAO now under, it is now under Tropical Agriculture Platform of FAO. Then in GFAIR, we have recently developed, we have worked with GFAIR very closely to develop the public-private partnership engagement principle. I can share with anyone who is keen to see that. Then with Standards and Trade Development Facility of WTO, we have had a couple of private sectors involved in South and Southeast Asia. There is Asia Pacific Seed Association, American Seed Trade Association, International Seed Federation, and CropLife Asia, to name a few, in fact. Now, we have a project from SKDF, which is in the last phase of its completion on strengthening phytosanitary compliances and public-private partnership to boost seed trade for the Asia-Pacific region. Here, we have done a lot with the private sector, and just briefly, the key objectives are to ensure that there is an increased awareness on investment made by private sector and the seed health side, to support the implementation of one of the international standards, which is actually meant for third-party accreditation, which means accreditation of the private sector seed health testing lab by the public sector so that seed supply chain is not affected and there are enough labs in developing countries to make it happen. Then we have working on a public and public-private coordination platform along with EPSA, which is called Phytosanitary Expert Consultation Platform. We recently had a meeting in Bangkok. Then we have a policy dialogue for developing this lab accreditation, which I just mentioned. This we are going to have soon. And with American Seed Trade Association, we are going to work in 2 months' time on best practices for public-private partnership. So there's a lot in the project, but When it comes to public-private partnership, we are seeking all their support for ensuring that we have a good seed supply chain, be it through establishment of e-FITO or be it for digitalization, be it for any implementation of any of the actors or components of the value chain. Now, the role of private sector, we have seen very effective in our Asia biopesticide community of practice, which we have started. We have another meeting on 27th, which is tomorrow, and where we facilitate exchange of knowledge and best practices, enhancing the overall competency with the biopesticide sector. Some of the participants of this EPCOP are here, I see, and who have been contributing substantially for this community of practice, giving us a clear picture on manufacturing and promotion of biopesticides production to farmers, like Dr. Ghosh is very much here, who has given us very excellent information. Then capacity building and knowledge sharing with various stakeholders such as farmers, researchers, and policymakers, which we are doing through this community of practice. And above all, research and development to bridge public sector limitations by leveraging private sector efficiency in producing and delivering biopesticide technologies. So these are the areas we are trying to cover. We cannot do everything under the blue sky. We don't have enough resources, but we make sure that the knowledge is exchanged and there is a good networking of partners. People become aware of each other, then they make a bilateral relationship and keep the partnership strengthening picture going on. So there are some case studies of successful public-private partnership initiative in Asia. A few in Pakistan has been very nicely presented by Dr. Rehana. I have some examples from a Sikh village program, from Rice Sikh Technology Transfer Project, and from Sikh Certification and Distribution System from India and Vietnam and Philippines here. Now, regulatory reforms are very crucial when we come to the enabling environment for public-private partnership, especially in Sikh sector where we have tried to work in the STDF project. Here, what we have done is, and especially also in the biopesticide project, where we have developed the biopesticide registration guidelines harmonization across 9 countries we have worked. And then simplification of regulation. We have tried to look into the regulations every time, and we always bring the global experts to make sure that how we can make the regulations more compliant to the global norms and how it can be simplified and how it can be shared. Then promotion of intellectual property right. This is very crucial to safeguard innovation and encourage private sector investment in seed development. And this is something we make sure when we engage the private sector. So I would like to probably come to end very soon of my presentation. What we need is we need an introspection. Because introspection and mindset to collaborate, this is very crucial. Shared vision, enabling environment, technical and financial compatibility, and this has been highlighted also. But before I conclude, I must say role of private-public partnership is in alternate ways of resolving food security. You all must have heard of entomophagy. Edible insects are natural renewable resource of food, and they are very nutritious and being used by ethnic groups in Asia and Africa. And there is a public-private partnership very clearly established in Thailand, I wanted to highlight, in regulatory edible insects as a food. And here I have a lot of information. If anyone wants, I have a lot of information to share. But the point I want to make is unless, like in Thailand, there's a Ministry of Public Health which takes care of regulations. Then there are other bodies which takes care of the safety of the consumers with the edible insect. And finally, these insects are consumed a lot in a regular food. In fact, there are 2 billion people in the world which are eating edible insects out of these 7 odd billion people, and they are from 132 countries. Being in Thailand, I'm giving a quick example here. These are going to be the major food resources, apart from what all we are eating nowadays, and they're full of proteins and all nutrition. And also when we talk of agroecology, where we say the produce has to be consumed locally, there is an issue of market access. It's a global issue. And what we have seen is, unless we have a public-private partnership here, these challenges of agroecology market access will never be surmounted. If we have to surmount those challenges, we have to look at various aspects of public and private partnership. Otherwise, billions are being invested on agroecology. And right now, agroecological market access is a dilemma. It's a big question mark. You talk to any global donors, they all are absolutely unsure how we can increase the international market supply of agroecological produce. So I would stop here by saying this partnership is indispensable in agriculture value chain. And yeah, finally, it is at systems level, we all have to work in the value chain through public-private partnership, integrating the R&D and innovation of both public and private sector with a special focus on extension and education. I think we need some intervention at systems level to make public-private partnership really happen. Thank you so much. Thank you one and all, and thanks, Dr. Varaprasad.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. It's an excellent presentation which highlights the gaps in public-private partnership and opportunities to take it forward. And very clearly, the capacities of APARI are also very much highlighted, where we can handhold and make things happen also when there is a need, whether it is from the private industry or a policymaker. An excellent presentation. Thank you very much, Dr. Ravi. Then there is one question to Dr. Rehana from the Park Agrotech that they would like to, Park Agrotech, Rusho Kabir, how it could make successful bridge in PPP. So either Dr. Ravi or Dr. Rehana. I think if Rusho, if you are there, would you like to ask the question? Rusho Kabir. In the chat, this question was placed.
If the gentleman can explain the question.
Yeah. And Rusho Kabir, are you there?
He asked a question and ran away.
Okay, no problem. But
He is here.
yeah, but what I understand from the question is, Dr. Rehana and Dr. Ravi, that probably this company has some issue which is not explicitly explaining, but would like to have a public-private partnership, probably linking to the public, like Dr. Rehana may help.
Yeah.
That kind of,
May I take a
yeah,
space?
please. Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
I
Sure.
know Pakistan Agriculture Research Council,
Yeah.
they opened a company, which is basically a private company within the public sector agency.
Right.
So they have a space for working with the private sector.
Right.
For example, patenting, profit earning by the agricultural produce or research outputs, something like that. I want to know that how this is successful in achieving its goal. That's what I wanted to.
Great, great.
That's-
Okay, now Dr. Rehana,
Yeah.
specific question to you. Yeah, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
It is
This is-
Dr. Weiss Kabir, no, if I am right.
That's right, Dr. Ketrapal.
Yeah, Rusho, I got confused. Nice to see you. Well,
Yes, sometimes I have to hide myself.
okay.
Nice. Yeah,
But
please
nice
go
to
ahead.
see you.
Yeah,
Okay, so Mr. Kabir, first of all, I'll appreciate your visionary approach that you know that Park PRC is running a company. Basically, this is known as PATCO, Pakistan Agriculture Agri-Tech Company, PATCO. So this company was basically established to bridge up the gap between the scientist community and the end user, the farmers or the private sector. I'm sorry. It's a polar energy season here in Pakistan, and we are fasting. So sometime
Yeah,
my
yes,
cough
yes.
is coming.
Sorry for you.
No. Please take some water.
No, as
I'm
she's
fasting.
fasting. He's
Yeah.
fasting.
I see. Oh, okay.
This
Sorry.
is the month of
Sorry.
Ramzan in
Ramadan.
You are
Pakistan.
not fasting
That's
for Zoom call?
No,
Okay,
only for water and food.
okay.
So this company is running very successfully, and whatever the product we is the end results of any of the project. Like I have established all male tilapia fish seed hatchery in NARC in NARC. This was a government of Pakistan funded project. So I completed the project. Hatchery was established, seed production was started, but being a scientist myself, I'm not allowed to sell out the seed. So what PARC do, we then involve the PATCO to bridge up the gap between public sector like PRC and consumer, the farmer. So end product reaches to the farmer through PATCO. And of course, I'm sorry, this is a very successful model. And even provinces, they are also replicating this model.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I think the time we are crossing, otherwise I also have a lot to say.
Varaprasad,
Sir,
Dr. Varaprasad.
yeah, Dr. Naik, please go ahead.
Yeah. Of
Last
course,
question.
Madam Rahana may not be in a position to speak now.
Yeah.
Because she expressed that two of the best successful public-private partnership is one is that shrimp farming, the other one is hatcheries, seed hatcheries, fish seed hatcheries.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
as
and
in
this
like,
PATCO,
yeah.
this PATCO for the research organization like PARC, this PATCO is another example of a success story of Pakistan for connecting the public sector and the private sector, and for taking our end products to the end user, to the farmer, like either it is seed. We are providing the wheat seed every year to the farmer through PATCO. Fish seed is, we produce the seed and PATCO take it to the farmer. And so many other examples. We are producing honey, of course, the best quality ISO certified honey. And we are giving it to the consumers at a very nominal rate through PATCO. So
Thank you,
PATCO
madam.
is another.
Please don't stress yourself. You got the point,
No,
understood?
actually, my
Similar
point
example, sir.
was,
Yeah, please go ahead.
that's
Nice.
fine, it's successful. But what challenges, especially we face here in India, even Andhra coast, Western coast also, particularly ship industry is facing a lot of challenge, particularly viral diseases, and then production of a pure seed. So many things are there. So in spite of that, it seems you have been doing very well. Are you facing any of these challenges that what we are facing here, or are there no such challenges at all?
It can
That
never
was
be
my
that without
question.
challenges. Yeah, that Naik. It can never be without challenges. Any one or two, if you would like to highlight, Dr. Rehan.
Yeah.
For Hasaris, nitrofuran is a major challenge, I think so.
Sometimes, on the basis of my experience while being here at PRC, and even when I was working with Prime Minister's Secretariat, first of all, it is very difficult for to convince the private sector, the private partner, because they mostly are not ready to get agreed on the terms and conditions of the government. They need some maximum flexibilities. They expect that government will provide everything, government will be very flexible and blah, blah, blah. And government is, of course, with some limited resources. We can provide them with certain things that we cannot provide them certain things. So initially it becomes, and I have experienced that it is difficult to convince a private partner on the terms and conditions of the government. Like I have told you that while we were outsourcing our fish cold chain processing plant to the private sector, they were like that they in return they will not have to pay anything to park, and only they'll use the facility, they'll be using the facility, and they'll earning the money for themselves. Even then, again, we had to reduce our profit, the public sector side profit, up to the minimum. Then they get agreed. So in some other cases, once when I was in Prime Minister Secretariat and I was dealing with some sort of skill standard development and bringing the private sector on table. So there was a group, I think from the furniture industry, because in Sialkot we have a very good furniture industry. So we invited them and we asked them to send us some inputs so that we can give all those inputs or we can distribute all those inputs to among the industry. So I remember one gentleman was searching for me, where is Miss Rihana, where is Miss Rihana? I was Deputy Director Technical that time. Somebody helped him to drop him to my room. And he started arguing with me that you are asking to share my trade secrets with all my competitors and what I will get in return. So I was just like that, no, we are just trying to shift, the market's trend from market oriented towards demand driven. So we need your help and like this and this and this. And it was very difficult for me even to make him convince to sit with us and to share his expertise or some tips and tricks and like that. But in any case, it is always, or sometimes it is very difficult to convince the private partner because their expectations are very high and they are not ready to share even the reasonable amount of profits or results with the government. They expect a lot from the government, and they don't let us expect something from themselves. Number one. Number two, sitting in the government, we have to follow the rules. Whereas the private sector, they have their own rules. They have money available with them. They have contacts. They have access to the export or things like that. So it was very difficult to make them realize the importance of involvement of public sector with them and to get the result. But now, after so many success stories, both at large scale and at medium scale, the private sector now they realize, they understand that it is for their benefit and it is beneficial for them as well if they are working in collaboration with the government in any of the public-private partnership model.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rehana. Thank you. I think you have very rich and valuable experiences you have shared. We have similar problems in most of the countries. Even ICR, I do not want to expand, has also put a company. We have a lot of issues here also, as Dr. Naik has said. But because of paucity of time, and we already exceeded the time, I would like to conclude by only one point, that all the participants are their network. If they have an issue and if they have interest in making public-private partnership in any of our Asia Pacific countries, APARI will be happy to take it. And to be more interested and to handhold, you should be part of APARI. And with this message, I hand over to Sonam and Dr. Ravi to close the meeting. And I again express my gratefulness to both Dr. Rehana and Dr. Ravi for bringing out excellent presentations. There is a lot work to do based on that. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Ravi and Sonam. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Varaprasad. I think I would like to thank each and everyone, including you, Dr. Varaprasad, for summing up so well. My special thanks to Dr. Rehana. She stole the show today, despite coughing and other issues, but I think she gave very rich information. And that shows that we have people in the region whom we can rely upon in future when we have such issues to be further deliberated. So thanks once again, Dr. Rehana, for a very, very insightful presentation.
Thank you
And I
so
would
much
like
for
to,
the invitation.
it's our pleasure, and I would like to thank each and every participant for really being so fidel to this program. And let me tell you, our next community of practice is on 27th on biopesticide, followed by one more in the month of April, which is coming from our another colleague, Deepika, on the food waste and loss, which you'll receive the notification very shortly. And we find that such a way of communication by bringing expert and all is refreshing for all of us to really enhance our knowledge and do interaction much more than what is possible always in the physical meeting, which costs heavily time, money, everything. So here, I think this is a platform we should make the best use of it. And especially on partnership, it can be bilateral, it can be multilateral, and get benefit of what the experts from the region have to share with you all. So thank you one and all. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes, sir.
We'll close
Thank
now.
you,
Thank
sir.
you, everyone.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you,
appreciations
everyone.
to Apari for connecting us.
Thank you.
Thanks to Humaira for
Thank you,
that.
sir, for
She was the
inviting
Oh,
one who
yes,
took
sure.
lead.
She's a wonderful girl. She's very quick in responses, and I'm so glad her word style.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much.
Yeah.
Bye,
Thank you.
Hamara.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, all of you.
Bye.
Thanks, Humaira. You're a wonderful girl, I'm told.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So, Sonam, finally, you'll be back in Bangladesh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Deepika. Get ready for your
Yeah,
community practice. Next one.
Yes, sir.
Deepika, I have heard her name, I think so. Oh.
Yes, sir.